The mayonnaise on your counter was extracted using hexane, the same solvent in gasoline. The ketchup next to it contains more sugar per tablespoon than a Hershey's Kiss. And the hot sauce you've been shaking on everything delivers nearly 200 milligrams of sodium per teaspoon before you've even sat down. In this investigation, I'm exposing the 5 condiment brands that are betting your loyalty is more valuable than your health, and revealing 5 that prove quality food is still possible when companies choose integrity over quarterly profits. Brand number 1, Hellmann's Mayonnaise. The tall glass jar. The blue label with that scripted H. The mayonnaise that has lived in more American refrigerators than almost any other product. Richard Hellmann opened his New York delicatessen in 1905 with a simple mission: real mayonnaise made from eggs, oil, and vinegar. For over a century, that jar represented exactly what the label said: real mayonnaise with ingredients you could pronounce. When Unilever acquired Hellmann's in 2000, they began a decades-long strategy of margin extraction. They maintained premium pricing through brand recognition while sourcing the cheapest possible ingredients that still met legal mayonnaise requirements. Here's what they don't tell you about the oil extraction process. Most Hellmann's now uses soybean oil extracted with hexane, a petroleum-derived neurotoxin that's literally used in gasoline and paint thinners. Soybeans are bathed in hexane solvent for hours, creating a toxic mixture called micella. While most hexane is removed through steam distillation, EPA regulations still allow up to 10 parts per million of this neurotoxin to remain in your mayonnaise. And that's before considering what they add to mask the rancid flavor. To hide the chemical taste of this cheap, solvent-extracted oil, they add calcium disodium EDTA, a synthetic chelating agent that strips essential minerals like zinc and iron from your body by binding to them and flushing them through your kidneys. Open your jar of Hellmann's and smell the oil directly, then smell a bottle of expeller-pressed avocado oil. One smells neutral and clean. The other has a faint chemical undertone that your nose recognizes as wrong. Your mother kept Hellmann's in her refrigerator for 50 years because she trusted the label that said real mayonnaise. The product wearing that label today would not pass her kitchen. At $5.49 for a 30-ounce jar, you're paying premium pricing for hexane-extracted oil and synthetic preservatives, wearing your grandmother's trusted brand. Brand number 2, Miracle Whip. The red cap, the white jar. The product that sits next to real mayonnaise but legally cannot call itself mayonnaise. Kraft introduced Miracle Whip in 1933 as a cheaper, Depression-era alternative to mayonnaise. The original marketing was honest about being a different product, a salad dressing, not mayonnaise. Today, they market it as a lighter, more flavorful alternative to mayonnaise, without disclosing why the FDA legally prohibits them from using the word mayonnaise on the label. The FDA has specific regulations about what can be called mayonnaise. It must contain at least 65% vegetable oil by weight and must be emulsified primarily with eggs. Miracle Whip fails both requirements. Instead, you're buying high-fructose corn syrup, modified cornstarch as a thickener, and just enough eggs to claim they're an ingredient. 1 tablespoon contains 2 grams of sugar, primarily from high-fructose corn syrup, more sugar than many dessert toppings. They're conditioning your taste buds to expect sweetness in what should be a savory condiment. Put a spoonful of real mayonnaise and a spoonful of Miracle Whip on separate plates. Real mayonnaise holds its shape in a mound. Miracle Whip spreads flat because it lacks the structural fat content that defines mayonnaise. If you've been putting this on your grandchildren's sandwiches, thinking it's lighter, you've been feeding them corn syrup disguised as a condiment. At $4.29 for a 30-ounce jar, you're paying mayonnaise prices for what legally qualifies as sweetened salad dressing. Brand number 3, Frank's Redhot. The classic glass bottle, the orange-red sauce. The hot sauce that built its reputation on buffalo wings and "I put that on everything" marketing. Jacob Frank created his cayenne pepper sauce in 1920 with a simple recipe: aged cayenne peppers, vinegar, water, salt, and garlic. The heat came from peppers, the flavor from fermentation, the consistency from natural pepper solids. When McCormick acquired Frank's in 2017 for $4.2 billion, they transformed it from a pepper sauce into a sodium delivery system with artificial enhancement. Frank's Redhot now contains 190 milligrams of sodium per teaspoon. For perspective, that's more sodium than many people should consume in an entire snack, delivered before you've taken a single bite of food. They're not selling you hot sauce, they're selling you a salt addiction system with enough heat to mask the sodium overload. The natural flavors hide hydrolyzed vegetable proteins and yeast extracts, sources of free glutamate that trigger the same addictive food cravings as MSG. But because they're naturally derived, Frank's can claim the product is MSG-free. Pour Frank's on a white plate and taste it isolated from any food. Count how much of the flavor profile is heat versus salt versus artificial enhancement. Then try an organic hot sauce with just peppers, vinegar, and salt. The complexity difference is the difference between real food and industrial chemistry. If your doctor has told you to watch your sodium intake and you've been reaching for Frank's as a healthy alternative to heavier sauces, you've been misled. That's not a seasoning. That's a sodium delivery system. At $3.89 for a 12-ounce bottle, you're paying premium pricing for industrial salt water with artificial heat enhancement. Brand number 4, Heinz Ketchup. The iconic glass bottle. The red label with that gothic H. The ketchup that has dominated American tables for over 150 years. Henry J. Heinz started this company in 1869 with a revolutionary promise. Real ingredients, honest labeling, quality you could see through clear glass bottles. For a century, Heinz Ketchup contained 4 simple ingredients: tomatoes, vinegar, sugar, and spices. When 3G Capital and Berkshire Hathaway acquired Heinz for $28 billion in 2013, 3G Capital's documented playbook called for aggressive cost reduction across all acquired brands. Heinz now uses both high-fructose corn syrup and regular corn syrup, hitting you with a double dose of processed sweeteners totaling 4 grams of sugar per tablespoon. That's more sugar per tablespoon than a Hershey's Kiss, delivered in what should be a tomato-forward condiment. Meanwhile, European Heinz Ketchup contains just sugar, vinegar, tomato concentrate, and spices. Same company, same tomatoes, completely different commitment to quality, based on what regulations allow them to get away with. In 2023 to 2024, they began practicing shrinkflation, selling 32-ounce bottles for $6.29, while quietly reducing actual contents through bottle redesign and fill manipulation. Taste American Heinz and Primal Kitchen unsweetened ketchup side by side, with eyes closed. Have someone else serve them without identifying which is which. Notice which one tastes like tomatoes first, versus which one hits your palate with sweetness. If you've been putting Heinz on your grandchildren's hot dogs at summer cookouts, you've been serving them corn syrup twice over while the same company serves European children actual tomato ketchup. At $6.29 for a reduced content bottle, you're paying premium pricing for corn syrup, water, and a label your grandmother trusted. Brand number 5, Ken's Dressings. The clear plastic bottles, the bold red lettering, the salad dressings that fill entire grocery store shelves with dozens of varieties. Ken Crowley founded Ken's Steakhouse in 1941, serving homemade dressings that customers loved enough to ask for bottles to take home. The original recipes used simple ingredients mixed in restaurant kitchens. Today's Ken's operates through a massive co-packing network that produces identical products under different labels, while using legal loopholes to avoid honest ingredient disclosure. In 2025, Ken's faced a class action lawsuit, Bereka vs. Ken's Foods Inc., case number 518219/2025, for falsely claiming no artificial preservatives on their Simply Vinaigrette Italian dressing, while containing synthetic additives like xanthan gum, produced through industrial bacterial fermentation. But here's the deeper deception. Ken's doesn't manufacture most of their products in dedicated Ken's facilities. They use massive co-packing operations that produce identical formulations for Ken's, 3 different store brands, and 2 premium boutique labels in the same production runs. You think you're choosing between competing brands, but you're choosing between different marketing strategies for the same industrial product. Compare the ingredient list on Ken's Ranch with 3 different store brand ranch dressings from the same grocery chain. Look for identical ingredient orders, identical preservative systems, identical nutritional profiles. When you find matches, you've found products from the same co-packer. You've been paying premium prices for industrial formulations that come from the same facilities producing the cheapest store brands. At $3.49 for a 16-ounce bottle, you're paying brand premiums for co-packed products with synthetic preservatives and deceptive labeling. If you're looking at your refrigerator door differently right now, you're not alone. Hit that subscribe button if you want to know which other food categories have been quietly corrupted the same way these condiments have been. Notice what all 5 of these brands have in common. None of them failed because they couldn't make a better product. They failed because they chose not to. Hellmann's knows how to press oil without hexane solvents. They just won't pay for it. Heinz knows how to sweeten ketchup with real sugar. They do it every day in European markets. Frank's knows how to make hot sauce from peppers and vinegar. They did it for 97 years. These aren't companies that forgot how to make real food. They're companies that calculated your loyalty was more valuable than your health. That's a different kind of betrayal. And it's exactly why the next 5 brands matter. Brand number 1, Primal Kitchen. Mark Sisson founded Primal Kitchen in 2015, after decades as an endurance athlete who became frustrated with the complete absence of real food condiments in conventional grocery stores. His mission was simple: make condiments the way they should be made, regardless of cost. Their avocado oil mayonnaise uses cold-pressed avocado oil from Mexican avocados, organic eggs from pasture-raised chickens, and organic vinegar. Period. No synthetic preservatives, no hexane extraction, no industrial shortcuts that compromise nutrition. The avocado oil provides heart-healthy monounsaturated fats and natural emulsification properties that eliminate the need for chemical stabilizers. Primal Kitchen's unsweetened ketchup contains 1 gram of naturally occurring sugar per tablespoon, compared to Heinz's 4 grams of added corn sweeteners. The flavor comes from organic tomato concentrate and organic spices, not from sugar addiction. Read the ingredient list. Every component is something you could theoretically source and combine in your own kitchen. When a brand trusts you to recognize real food, they don't hide behind natural flavors and chemical preservation. Brand number 2, Tessemae. Greg Vetter founded Tessemae in 2009 when he realized organic salad dressings didn't exist in most grocery stores. His family had been making dressings from scratch, and he couldn't understand why high-quality oils and simple ingredients weren't available commercially. Their organic lemon garlic contains 5 ingredients: high oleic sunflower oil, lemon juice, mustard, sea salt, and garlic oil. Every ingredient is organic certified, which means strict federal standards for soil quality and chemical-free processing. The high oleic sunflower oil provides exceptional stability without industrial preservation methods. While Ken's uses co-packing facilities and synthetic preservatives, Tessemae maintains their own production standards and achieves shelf stability through organic acid balance and proper refrigeration, not chemical preservation. Their labels list specific organic certifications with verification numbers. You can actually trace the supply chain instead of trusting natural flavors that can legally contain dozens of undisclosed compounds. Brand number 3, Yellowbird Hot Sauce. Austin-based founders created Yellowbird because they wanted hot sauce that actually tasted like vegetables and peppers, not industrial chemistry and salt. They use whole vegetables and traditional fermentation methods that respect pepper cultivation. Their habanero sauce contains habanero peppers, carrots, onions, organic cucumber, lime juice, and organic garlic. The heat comes from actual capsaicin in fresh peppers, not concentrated extracts or synthetic heat compounds. The fermentation process allows natural lactobacilli to develop complex flavors over months, not days. Yellowbird contains 50 milligrams of sodium per teaspoon, compared to Frank's 190 milligrams. The complexity comes from vegetable fermentation and spice blending, not from salt overload and artificial flavor enhancement. Taste Yellowbird next to Frank's on the same food. Notice how Yellowbird's heat builds gradually and allows you to taste other flavors, while Frank's delivers immediate salt impact that overwhelms everything else. Brand number 4, Chosen Foods. Chosen Foods specializes in avocado-based products, focusing exclusively on the nutritional benefits of monounsaturated fats and clean label processing. They built their entire brand around one principle: if you can't pronounce it, it doesn't belong in food. Their avocado oil mayo contains 100% pure avocado oil, cage-free eggs, organic vinegar, organic mustard, salt, and organic rosemary extract for freshness. The avocado oil is expeller pressed without solvents and provides heart-healthy monounsaturated fats that support cardiovascular health in aging adults. While Hellmann's uses hexane-extracted soybean oil and synthetic EDTA, Chosen Foods uses mechanical pressing and natural preservation through proper formulation and storage. Their rosemary extract provides natural antioxidant protection without mineral depletion. Compare the color and consistency. Real avocado oil mayonnaise has a slightly different color profile and richer mouthfeel than industrial mayonnaise because the oil itself provides superior emulsification properties. Brand number 5, Eden Foods. Eden Foods has operated as an independent, family-owned business since 1968, maintaining organic certification and traditional production methods across all product lines. They represent continuity in an industry dominated by corporate acquisitions, refusing multiple buyout offers to maintain ingredient integrity. Their organic yellow mustard contains organic mustard seed, organic raw apple cider vinegar with mother, organic turmeric, organic paprika, organic garlic, and Portuguese sea salt. The mustard seeds are stone-milled and sourced from family farms in Saskatchewan. The raw apple cider vinegar retains beneficial bacteria and enzymes that pasteurized vinegar destroys. While conventional mustards achieve color through artificial dyes and use synthetic vinegar, Eden Foods uses organic turmeric for color and raw apple cider vinegar that retains beneficial bacteria from traditional fermentation. The mustard seed texture is noticeably different, grainier and more complex because they use stone milling rather than industrial grinding that creates uniform powder. The live vinegar cultures provide a more complex flavor profile than sterile alternatives. Red flag ingredients. Avoid these. High fructose corn syrup, industrial sweetener that disrupts appetite regulation. Calcium disodium EDTA, synthetic preservative that strips minerals. Natural flavors, legal term that can hide MSG derivatives and dozens of chemical compounds. Soybean oil or canola oil, usually extracted with hexane solvent. Modified food starch, chemically altered starch replacing natural thickeners. Green light ingredients, look for these. Expeller pressed oils, mechanically extracted without chemical solvents. Organic cane sugar, traditional sweetener without industrial processing. Sea salt, mineral-rich salt without synthetic anti-caking agents. Specific spice names, turmeric, paprika, garlic, real spices, not flavor compounds. Organic vinegar, naturally fermented without processing aids. The ingredient order rule: ingredients are listed by weight. If the first 3 ingredients aren't the core components of what the product claims to be, if ketchup doesn't start with tomatoes, if mayonnaise doesn't start with oil and eggs, someone replaced the real thing with something cheaper and is counting on brand loyalty to carry them through. The rule that changes everything: flip the bottle over. If the first ingredient isn't the thing the product is named after, if ketchup doesn't start with tomatoes, if mayonnaise doesn't start with oil and eggs, someone replaced the real thing with something cheaper and is hoping you don't check. Your health is too valuable to gamble on condiments designed by accountants rather than cooks. Choose the ones that earn your trust through ingredient integrity, not marketing budgets. Life's too short for hexane-extracted mayonnaise and sodium bomb hot sauce. You deserve better, and better is available when you know where you look. Check out one of the 2 videos on your screen next.